Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Major Ryan Voodoo Worrell. I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. On behalf of Colonel Drowley, welcome to Nellis Air Force Base and the 6th Weapons Squadron Assumption of Command. During today's ceremony, you will witness Colonel Drowley present command to Lieutenant Colonel Blouser. Lieutenant Colonel Blouser comes to us from Luke Air Force Base, where he served as the Director of Operations for the 310th Fighter Squadron. His service history is detailed in your program. Today's ceremony is considered an indoor ceremony, so all military personnel will remain uncovered and are reminded to stand at attention during the playing of our national anthem. We invite our guests to place your right hand over your heart and stand during appropriate honors. The ceremony you'll witness here today is deeply rooted in military tradition and dates back to the reign of Frederick the Great of Prussia. During this period, organizational flags were developed with color arrangements and symbols that were unique to each unit. When a change of command was to take place, the outgoing commander would pass the flag of the individual assuming command. This gesture was conducted before the unit members so that all could witness their new leader assuming command. This historic and honored tradition continues to this day to demonstrate the significance of the assumption of command in the finest of military traditions. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party, followed by the singing of our national anthem by Major Nyberg and the invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I invite you to join me in prayer. Eternal God, we gather today with gratitude for the many blessings you have bestowed upon us. We pray for your support and wisdom for Lieutenant Colonel Blouser as he assumes the burdens of command. In the words of the psalmist, surely you desire truth in the inner parts. You teach wisdom in the inmost place. Lord, guide Lieutenant Colonel Blouser as he strives to be humble, approachable, and credible. Encourage and protect the Blouser family during this new assignment. God, keep us all faithful and wise in our duties, and make us worthy examples for those who follow. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Sampis and Major Nyberg. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome our civilian and military distinguished guests in attendance today. Miss Allison Blouser and their sons Lucas, Logan, and Cole. The Commander, 57th Wing, Brigadier General Jeannie Levitt. Vice Commander, 57th Wing, Colonel Eric Gilbert. 57th Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Sean Drinkard. Lieutenant General Retired Walter Druin, Jr. Major General Retired Bob Delaney. Lieutenant Colonel Retired J.R. Alley, President of the F-86 Sabre Pilots Association. We'd also like to extend a warm welcome to all commanders, chief master sergeants, first sergeants, airmen, and all of Team Nellis in attendance today. Before we welcome Colonel Drowley to the stage, I'd like to read a brief history of the 6th Weapons Squadron. The 6th Weapons Squadron was one of the initial aero squadrons established by the United States Army Signal Corps, originally activated on 13 March 1917 as the 6th Aero Squadron at Fort Kamehameha, Territory of Hawaii. The squadron's designation later changed to the 6th Pursuit Squadron in the 1920s, the 6th Pursuit Interceptor in 1949, the 6th Fighter Squadron in 1942, and finally the 6th Night Fighter Squadron in January of 1943. The squadron operated out of Fort Kamehameha, Ford Island, Wheeler Army Airfield, Kahuku Army Airfield, Kupapa Gulch Army Airfield, and Johnny Rogers Airport in Hawaii. In addition to detachments in Guadalcanal, New Guinea, Saipan, and Japan, the 6th flew a multitude of aircraft. To name only a few, the Fokker-D, the P-12, the P-26, the P-36, the P-40, the P-70, the P-38 Lightning I, the P-47, and the P-61 Black Widow. During World War II, the 6th operated out of the Pacific Theater and engaged in combat operations in the Central Pacific, New Guinea, Northern Solomons, and the Western Pacific. The squadron was inactivated on 20 February 1947. Today, it will be reactivated as the 6th Weapons Squadron at Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada, to fly the F-35A Lightning II and train weapons officers at the United States Air Force Weapons School. We're pleased to have with us today our presiding official, the Commandant, U.S. Air Force Weapons School, Colonel Drowley.
Thank you, everybody, for being here today on this activation and assumption of command. It's amazing to me that just 2 years ago, the first F-35 was landing here at Nellis Air Force Base. And you look today, we have multiple F-35s out on the ramp, a state-of-the-art maintenance facility and squadron facility, a diverse cadre of instructors from the A-10, F-16, F-15C, F-15E, F-22, and we're ready for our first class. Double, that is in large part due to your leadership, and today we'll make it official by giving you the reins of the 6th Weapons Squadron. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. General Levitt, thank you for your attendance. Colonel Gilbert, thank you for being here. Chief Drinkard, General Druins, Sir, JR, great to see you guys out and supporting the squadron. I'd also like to thank everybody from the Warfare Center, 57th Wing, 99th Air Base Wing, Nevada Test and Training Range, and our local commanders, Chief Master Sergeants, honorary commanders, and everybody else that can make it out today to support. Voodoo, thank you for putting this ceremony together. Never an easy charter. Coco, a fantastic job with the national anthem again. And Chaplain Sampis, thank you for that invocation. The timing of the 6th standing up couldn't be more critical. With tactics, techniques, and procedures being developed at Eglin Air Force Base, Luke Air Force Base, Hill Air Force Base, a central hub is essential to set the vector for the F-35 community. Double, as the 6th commander, you will not only be responsible for your squadron, but to the F-35 community at large, the Patch, and the Combat Air Force. With the instability and aggression that we have seen from our adversaries and competitors, that leadership is more critical now than ever. You just heard about the amazing legacy of the 6th, so I would like to speak to its future. The Chief of Staff of the Air Force has charged us with commanding and controlling in multiple domains. The 6th will be at the leading edge of that effort. Our airmen will lead the Joint Task Force. The 6th will supply the expertise to command in that joint fight. Our adversaries will attempt to deny our access to critical areas. Graduates of the 6th will ensure we can hold those adversaries at risk and have the freedom of movement to achieve our objectives. Our 6th cadre and patch wearers will have PhDs in integrating multitudes of capabilities using kinetic and non-kinetic effects. They will find and strike dynamic targets. They will operate comfortably in spectrums of low information and high risk. Double, the road ahead is not easy. We are asking you to go from new capability to Jedi Knights in a minimum amount of time. But I know that you and the 6th will dominate that challenge. You have already built an evolutionary syllabus that integrates 26 combat specialties. You've built it from the ground up, with a facility that can house our most advanced capabilities. You have assembled a team of warrior fighter pilots who will battle to ensure the Air Force and the Department of Defense get this right. That's why you are our #1 draft pick. We're heading into uncharted waters, and every day will require steadfast leadership to ensure our 5th generation capabilities are as lethal and dominating as possible. I know you and the team will deliver excellence. The marching orders are pretty simple. Lead every second of every day. The weapons school is counting on you. The Air Force is counting on you. Your nation is counting on you. No pressure. I know you will deliver. So it's perfect that a squadron that ushered in combat air power 100 years ago will take us into the future. With such a monumental purpose, you can't do it alone, which is why Allison, Logan, Lucas, Cole, I am so glad that you're here for your husband, for your dad, to ensure that he has the support that needs to stand the 6th up and build the family that it's going to be. Double, here's my parting instruction. Produce patches. Fight to give the cadre the autonomy, the time, the control, the resources to take us to the future. Ensure we are ready to fly, fight, and win. And don't take the throttles out of Afterburner while you do it. I know we are going to see amazing things from you in the 6th. Thank you for your dedication. And thank you, everyone, for being here to be part of this.
Thank you, Colonel Drowley. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the publishing of the orders and the assumption of command.
Publish the orders.
Attention to orders. Under the provision of Air Force Instruction 51604, Special Order Number G1760, dated 20 June 2017, by direction of the President, Lieutenant Colonel Michael Blouser is appointed Commander, 6th Weapons Squadron, U.S. Air Force Weapons School, 57th Wing, Air Combat Command, Nellis Air Force Base, Nevada, effective 20 June 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Blouser is now the commander of the 6th Weapons Squadron. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to direct your attention to the F-35A Lightning II parked to your left. By tradition, the 6th Weapons Squadron bears the name of the squadron commander, Lieutenant Colonel Double Blouser. It's all you. I'd like to welcome Lieutenant Colonel Blouser.
Well, good morning, everybody. It's a really exciting day, and it's really great to see a bunch of friendly and familiar faces out there in the crowd. I realize it's really hot, and it's only getting hotter by the second, so I'll keep my comments brief and to the point here. First, I'd like to welcome our distinguished guest, General Leavitt, Colonel Gilbert, so good to see you again, Chief Drinkard, General Druin, General Delaney, and Colonel Alley. Thanks for being here today. I know you guys' time is precious, and appreciate you guys coming out to support us today. A ton of work has gone into making the F-35 WIC a reality over the last 5 years, and there's been a multitude of people that have contributed to making this day what it is today. There's not enough time to go through and thank everyone individually, but I'd like to start off with just a thanks for anyone that's contributed the last couple of years to make today possible. Colonel Drowley, I'd like to thank you as well for this opportunity. Thanks for placing your trust in me to lead this team. Rest assured that you're going to get nothing but the best from me as long as I have the privilege to sit in the seat as commander of the 6th Weapons Squadron. Voodoo, thanks, man, for everything you did to set this ceremony up. This doesn't happen on its own. And thanks to the rest of the team as well to get everything in place to make this possible today. Chaplain Sampis, thank you for your kind words. And Coco, wherever you ran off to, thank you for that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. It's really special to have you be part of this ceremony today. Shawarma, appreciate it. The 57th maintenance group and Lightning AMU, thank you very much. The Tail 6-7 looks wonderful. Thanks for getting the jet ready for today. I want to thank you as well for everything you guys do to produce us safe and capable aircraft to fly every day and execute the mission. I want to thank you guys as well for letting us at least attempt to use this wonderful hangar with air conditioning and take the impact of the mission. I appreciate you guys doing that for us today. I'd also like to thank the cadre at the 6th Weapons Squadron. It's been an honor to get to know you guys over the last couple months, and it's just incredible to be able to work with such wonderful fighter pilots and instructors every day. I'm a true believer in the saying that iron sharpens iron, and I'm really excited to see what we're going to be able to accomplish over the next couple of years. Lastly, I'd like to thank my family. There's nothing on this earth that's more important to me than these folks sitting in the first 2 rows off to your right. And I know it was difficult for some of us to get here today due to some airline travel issues, so I appreciate it. But who I have in attendance, I have my mother, Diane. I've got my sister, Melissa, and her 2 kids, Mason and Faith. I got my mother-in-law, Teresa. And I also have family friends, Janet and Mariah, in attendance today. I'm also blessed to have my 3 wonderful sons in attendance today, Luke, Logan, and Cole. Being your guys' dad is the greatest gift I've ever received in my life, and I'm so proud of you guys, and you'll never know how much I love you guys. And then finally to my wife, Allison. 16 years to be on this crazy trip in the Air Force, and you've been with me every step of the way. You've been the best wife, mother, and best friend that I could ever ask for, and there's no one I want to have by my side than you as we take on this new adventure. Before I wrap things up, I just wanted to hit on the history of the 6 one more time. So we just missed the 100th anniversary of the Squadron a couple months ago, and today we start a new chapter as we open the 6th Weapons Squadron for the F-35. As Voodoo alluded to, during World War II, the 6th was charged with being a night fighter squadron and flying an aircraft known as the P-61 Black Widow. What was unique about the Black Widow was it was one of the first fighters ever to have a radar that it used to stalk its prey at night, use stealth to get behind the enemy and execute the kill. It was rumored that some Japanese pilots actually believed that the pilots that flew the Black Widow possessed some sort of magical powers. If you fast forward 70 years to today, I find it extremely fitting that we're opening the 6th as the new WIC Squadron for what is arguably the most advanced and capable fighter that the world has ever seen, the F-35A Lightning II. It's a true honor to be part of this special squadron, this special event, and I have no doubt this talented team of instructors is going to carry on that legacy of the 6th, innovating tactics, graduating lethal and capable weapons officers, and propelling the F-35 to new heights as the Air Force premier fighter aircraft. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Blouser. The men and women of the 6th Weapons Squadron would like to present this bouquet of flowers to Allison Blouser as our way of welcoming you to Nellis Air Force Base. And we really look forward to your being kind of our additional mom out there. Keep us from being too crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and departure of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. On behalf of the participants and their families, we thank you for attending and ask you to join us at the 6th Weapons Squadron for a reception to honor Lieutenant Colonel Blouser and family.
To fly, fight, and win. And don't take the throttles out of Afterburner while you do it. I know we are going to see amazing things from you in the 6th.
Covered and are reminded to stand at attention during the playing of our national anthem. We invite our guests
In strike dynamic targets, they will operate comfortably in spectrums of low information and high risk.
the Commander 57th Wing.
You and the 6th will dominate that challenge. You have already built an evolutionary
Last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the red.
Well, today is the activation of the 6th Weapons Squadron, which is the new weapons squadron at the weapons school for the F-35A Lightning II. It's a big deal because the F-35 represents the future of air power for the Air Force, and we're today integrating that capability into all the other specialties that we have at the weapons school to advance combat air power for the Air Force. F-35 has been here for approximately 2 years. We got our first jet in 2015.
So this is a big step in moving the squadron forward.
Absolutely, it's a big step. Today is the day that we start taking the tactics, techniques, and procedures and advancing them, moving them forward to help places like Luke, Eglin, Hill further their combat capability. It's difficult to integrate the capabilities of this aircraft, so we're still working with our test partners, the training bases, just to really unlock the true potential of what the F-35 can do. And we're learning more every day and pushing out those lessons to the Air Force. We're bringing the 5th gen capabilities that the jet has, the stealth, the sensor fusion, the networking to push that data out. And basically the F-35 is a force enabler, makes everyone else in the battlefield more effective. The squadron's got a great history and legacy dating all the way back to World War I. So honoring that and just carrying those traditions forward and representing the 6th for everything it represents. It's a great honor. I mean, I'm blessed to be standing here today and have this opportunity to be able to work with amazing people and instructors in the 6th and the weapons school. And I just look forward to continuing to do great things and carry the F-35 forward as we integrate it into the weapons school. The integration of the capabilities of the F-35 and pushing out those lessons to the warfighter and the rest of the Air Force as we approach full operational capability for the aircraft.